In the spring of 1846, nearly 90 pioneers left Springfield, Illinois, bound for California. They dreamed of fertile land, warm weather, and a better life. But their journey would become one of the most harrowing survival stories in American history, remembered for desperation, tragedy, and unthinkable choices. This was the Donner Party, a wagon train that set out full of hope and ended up trapped in the snow-bound Sierra Nevada mountains. For months, they battled starvation, freezing temperatures, and dwindling hope. Some lived to tell the tale. Others were lost forever. What happened on that trail still chills the heart and raises haunting questions about the lengths humans will go to survive. In April 1846, nearly 90 pioneers left Springfield, Illinois, heading for California's promise of fertile land and a better life. The Donner and Reed families led the group, joined by others chasing the same dream. Their route followed the Oregon Trail before they planned to take a new shortcut, the Hastings Cutoff, touted as faster but untested. Spirits were high in the early weeks. Wagons rolled across the open prairies, children laughed, and the endless horizon seemed to promise adventure. But behind the optimism lay dangers: river crossings, unpredictable weather, and the sheer strain of months on the road. As the miles passed, personalities clashed and small tensions flared. Yet for now, they pressed westward together, unaware that decisions ahead and one fateful detour would decide who lived and who died. As summer turned to fall, the Donner Party's luck began to sour. They chose to follow the so-called Hastings Cutoff, a shortcut promoted by Lansford Hastings, promising to save hundreds of miles. In truth, it was an untested, treacherous route. The trail forced them through Utah's Wasatch Mountains and across the blistering Great Salt Lake Desert. Days were lost hacking through rugged terrain. Oxen collapsed from exhaustion and thirst. Wagons broke under the strain. Food supplies began to dwindle. Tempers flared between families. What had started as a hopeful migration was turning into a grueling ordeal. By the time they rejoined the main trail in Nevada, they were weeks behind schedule. Winter was closing in, and the towering Sierra Nevada lay ahead. They didn't know it yet, but the hardest part of their journey was still to come. By October 1846, the Donner Party reached the Sierra Nevada, far behind schedule. Early snowstorms trapped them in the mountains. Food ran dangerously low. Starvation became real. Families huddled in small cabins, burning whatever wood they could find to stay warm. Each day brought a battle against freezing temperatures, deep snow, and relentless hunger. Some tried to hike out for help, but icy cliffs and blinding blizzards forced them back. Hope dwindled. Decisions grew desperate. What had begun as a journey of hope had turned into a fight for survival. The pioneers faced unthinkable choices, choices that would shock generations to come. By late 1846, the Donner Party's situation became desperate. Food was nearly gone, and frostbite and illness took their toll. Families faced impossible choices to survive. Some pioneers resorted to eating animals they could find: horses, oxen, and even dogs. Hunger forced others to more extreme measures. Desperation turned friends and family into strangers. Outside, the Sierra Nevada snow deepened. Pioneers tried to hike for help, but blizzards, sheer cliffs, and exhaustion blocked every path. Each day, more lives were lost. Amid the tragedy, hope lingered. Some still believed rescue would come. But the story of the Donner Party would be remembered forever for courage, endurance, and the shocking extremes of survival. As winter wore on, news of the trapped Donner Party finally reached California settlements. Rescue parties were organized, braving the treacherous Sierra Nevada in deep snow and freezing temperatures. The first rescuers reached the survivors weeks later, carrying food, blankets, and hope. Some pioneers had already perished, while others were too weak to travel. Each rescue trip was perilous. Rescuers risked frostbite, avalanches, and exhaustion to reach those still alive. Families were torn apart, as some members survived while others didn't. Despite the horror, these brave rescuers saved dozens, giving the world a glimpse of human courage and the cost of survival in the unforgiving wilderness. By the spring of 1847, the Donner Party saga had ended. Of the nearly 90 pioneers, only about 45 survived the ordeal. Families were fractured, and the survivors carried scars, both physical and emotional, for the rest of their lives. The tragedy shocked the nation. Newspapers recounted tales of starvation, freezing temperatures, and extreme measures taken to survive. The story became a cautionary tale about the dangers of westward expansion and the unforgiving power of nature. For decades, historians and descendants debated what truly happened on the Sierra trails. Yet one truth remained clear. The Donner Party's journey symbolized human endurance and the harsh reality of pioneering America. The Donner Party became a story told for generations, a chilling reminder of the dangers pioneers faced. Books, articles, and later documentaries examined their journey, exploring courage, poor decisions, and the extremes of survival. Their ordeal shaped public awareness of westward expansion, the importance of preparation, and respect for nature's power. Descendants and historians continue to study the trail, uncovering artifacts and personal accounts. Though tragic, the Donner Party story endures as a lesson. Ambition and hope can drive people to greatness, but the wilderness is unforgiving, and survival often demands unimaginable choices. The story of the Donner Party remains one of America's most haunting pioneer tales. Nearly half of the original group perished, and those who survived carried the weight of tragedy for the rest of their lives. Their journey serves as both a cautionary tale and a testament to human endurance. It reminds us of the unforgiving power of nature, the consequences of risky decisions, and the extreme measures humans may take to survive. Even today, the Donner Party captures our imagination, inspiring historians, writers, and adventurers to remember the past, honor the lost, and learn from the hardships faced by those who dared to seek a new life in a vast and dangerous land.